Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our podcast where I will continue to share with you some of the very powerful statements from the book I Am Discourses. And today we will focus on how to make ourselves more powerful. So, if you want something to have, to be, or to achieve, it always starts with what do you think about yourself and how much capable you are when it comes to achieving your goal and your dream. And very often we lack that self-confidence, or we even don't know where to start or what it really is. So without this very important and necessary ingredient, our goals will remain miles away from us, and reaching them will be very, very difficult. So, as you probably know, we have to start from inside. And start from inside, it means we have to start to program our own consciousness, so our mind and mindset and heart and feelings, especially the feelings, will be set up properly for us to help us achieve and make us achieve what we desire. Because very often it is in the contrary. Very often this is our lack of confidence, lack of positive feelings, happiness and commitment and confidence that is stopping us from achieving our goals. You probably want something. I will give you an example here. You probably want something, you can say and speak about it and exactly describe how the situation can look like if you achieve your goal. But at the very same time, your feelings, say, are full of fear, anxiety, or lack of confidence, as I said, or you are too nervous, or you feel like being too much under pressure, perhaps because of time or expectations, and all these feelings are stopping you from achieving that what you want. So if you really want to accomplish your dreams quickly, not only your mind but also your heart have to be in line. And to put them all together in line, it sometimes really helps to concentrate not only at what you want, but especially at how you stand and how your position and entire body works towards your goal. And for this reason, I would strongly recommend to use these statements from the book I mentioned, I Am Discourses. So let me give you a few examples which you can use and which will definitely help you to set up your mind and your emotions to help you to achieve your goal and work for you instead of work against you. So you can use this statement for illumination. For example, I am the full comprehension and illumination of this thing I want to know and understand. I will repeat it and shortly explain. So the statement goes, I am the full comprehension and illumination of this thing I want to know and understand. This statement is very important to boost your wisdom, your confidence, and all that you know already, but it just takes time for you to open your eyes and open your mind. And very often it's because we doubt about ourselves, whether we are able to solve the problem, or we are too afraid what can happen if that or this happens, and we are too afraid of the future. While the truth is, there is no reason to be afraid, because you are so powerful, the mighty being, which can not just solve everything, but decides. You really decide about the cause of things that happen in your life. Perhaps too many times in your life you would hear that statement like, it's fate, you can't really do anything against it, or we are just humans, we are not all powerful, and blah blah blah. But in the end of the day, this is all crap. And once you understand that these are just old fairy tales that people say to themselves because they don't have enough faith in their own power, it's their choice or their not knowingness, but it doesn't have to be your case as well. You can be the human of the next generation, the one who knows who he or she really is, the one who knows that you are God, that your mighty presence within you is capable of achieving and doing anything you want or you desire. And so there is nothing that can change what you want or what you decide to accomplish. Only you and your thoughts and your own lack of faith and wrong emotions can change the cause of things for you. But if you set up all of that in the right direction, there is no power that can influence your decision. So for us, because we are all at the beginning of all of this long journey, because even though it sounds great, it takes a lot of time until we really learn how to use this mighty presence. But as you know, not only the goal is important, but the journey itself. So we have to be patient and we have to learn. So these statements really help us to learn and to start, or where to start. So let's repeat a few more times again this great statement, which really says nothing more and nothing less than that we have all the power, all the information, all the wisdom and illumination that we need at that moment, and that we need exactly for our own problems and things that we want or need to solve. So there is nothing that we lack. This is the important issue. We don't lack anything. We already have everything, all powers and sources that we need to solve what we want to solve at this present moment. So let's repeat it a few more times. I am the full comprehension and illumination of this thing I want to know and understand. I am the full comprehension and illumination of this thing I want to know and understand. I am the full comprehension and illumination of this thing I want to know and understand. I am the full comprehension and illumination of this thing I want to know and understand. I am the full comprehension and illumination of this thing I want to know and understand. I am the full comprehension and illumination of this thing I want to know and understand. I am the full comprehension and illumination of this thing I want to know and understand. I am the full comprehension and illumination of this thing I want to know and understand. I am the full comprehension and illumination of this thing I want to know and understand. I am the full comprehension and illumination of this thing I want to know and understand. It is also very important to know that if one does not take the attitude that I have the ability to do this, he or she never in the world can accomplish the thing he wishes to do. This is another very important lesson that we are here to learn. If you don't believe that what you want is already here for you, that you are able to have it, to enjoy it, to make it, to finish it or whatever, if you don't believe in yourself that you have this power or this ability, there is no chance and no way for you to have accomplished or own that thing that you desire. So you can use this another statement, and of course it's not just about the statement, it's also about the small steps that you do, and you see that you are able to do the small things on the way to accomplish your big dream. So all these small steps can just assure you that your ability is just enough to do what you want or to accomplish, to be who you want to be. So you can repeat the statement and enjoy what it says. I have the ability to do this. 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 These are nice words, but sometimes you can feel like, okay, I can say these statements maybe 1,000 times, but still I have this little fear, this little doubt that is somehow hidden within me, and this little voice which says, no, you're not ready, you're not good enough, you don't have enough sources, you are not strong enough, clever enough, whatever is not enough. And this little voice disturbs and destroys all that you are building and that you believe in. And this little voice comes from our ego, because our ego is more concerned with the past and especially with the future. So this little voice is saying something like, in the past it was not good, or you were not good enough, and probably you're not going to be good enough in the future as well. So let's go here and there to fix it, and just rely on me, because I will save you, I will protect you, because the future might be frightening as the past brought you the fear, and so on and so on. So the ego is here to warn us, but there is nothing to be warned. If you live in the present and if you rely on the present, you will know that there is nothing to fear at the present moment. You can be afraid or have doubts or be angry about what happened or about what you think that might happen, but never for what is here and now. Because for here, you are the all-powerful and mighty presence. So how can God fear something here and now? But if you jump into your ego state, of course you can be frightened, of course you can feel and experience fear, because the ego is just set up with this fear. And if you want to move yourself more in the present moment, more out of that climate of a fear, you can help yourself by using this following statement. It will not just help you to calm down, but it will also help you, your mind, your brain, to understand how the things really work. And I want to say it again, to understand, because the understanding for us is crucial here. If we don't understand something, we really cannot achieve it or have it. We have to know, like, logically why things are happening. We are in this state of, kind of logic thinking. So if I don't know how it works, it's very too difficult for me, or very, very difficult for me to somehow overcome this not knowing and have such a big kind of faith that even this not understanding will be just put away by this amount of my faith. But as we probably know, faith is still something that we have to nourish and we have to work on. So if we don't have faith which is big enough, then our logic needs a few more explanation to just really believe in and to help us understand how the things are that we are capable of using and achieving them. So faith is great, but if you don't have faith which is big enough, then understanding how things work can really help you a lot. So if we are here in the conversation between past, future, and the present moment, let me here read you a short explanation together with a statement which will help you to understand all of this. Here it is. There being but the one God, the one presence, and his all-powerful activity, then the one more advanced than the other is but more of the God self in action. In this recognition, you will understand why you can feel I am here and I am there is but the one God self everywhere. Perhaps it might be too difficult at the moment, but if you understand just this one very thing, that there is just one God everywhere, and I am here and I am there, knowing and understanding this will show you that there is no past of which you can be or should be afraid of, or no future which can frighten you. If God is here, was there, and will be there, it means that there is just one presence, one you. You are in that present moment, you are in that past moment, and you are in the future moment. So if you are everywhere present, it means that you decide about everything. You have the power over present, you have the power over past, and you have the power over the future. So if your ego is telling you something else, then don't believe it. It's a crap. It's an old information. It's like an old technology that you no more need to use. Like, for example, why would you buy or decide to use a phone from 1920 or 1930 when you can use the latest iPhone? Why would you ever choose to use an old PC over the Mac, let's say, right? So with the same attitude which you use towards the technology and your life, like you always choose the latest, the best, the most modern, the most quickest way to solve your things, and which is probably also more comfortable for you. Like for example, more ride a horse to get to your job. You just have a car or another kind of vehicle, right? So it's the very same when it comes to your ego and to your God self. Ego is an old technology tool which is full of fear and based on past and future. But your present mighty I am present is full of light, love, power, and strength. So I would definitely recommend you to use this tool when it comes to your own consciousness, to your mind, and to your feelings, to the overall setup. The last thing I would like to say here is that the generations that are living here on the planet Earth, it's, let's say, one of those breaking points. Most of us were being brought up or raised in the communities, cultures, families, and so on, which experienced a lot of fear or a lot of problems, and so they probably were based a lot in ego, and the faith in their own powers and possibilities are or were pretty low. So if you are surrounded, or if you were surrounded with people who don't believe very much or don't know very much about their own mighty I am presence, of course it might mean a lot of work for you, because from this old setup, from your ego setup, you have to reset all of what you believe in or what you think that where you think your limits are, and so on. So it takes time, and it would probably take months and years. I would more think it's more about years, but it's really worth it. And in the end of the day, we don't really have more choices. We can all live our lives in fear, and using all those doubts and believing in those doubts and what other people say, or we can just switch in to this mighty I am presence, know and be the gods who we are, and also be aware of this, that we are gods, because everyone is, but only a few are really understanding what it means and are aware. So this is our breaking point. This is our duty here towards not only our own selves, but also towards the rest of us and the rest of other people who don't have so much faith in their own self. And I also think that the people who are, let's say, believers and go to church and so on, this is also not the best kind of having faith, because this is putting faith somewhere aside, not feeling it and nourishing it from inside. So, but it would be for another podcast. However, I know and I believe that this was helpful as always, and I hope that you will use these statements whenever you need them, whenever you need to solve something important, whenever you need more energy and more power on your way to your goals and dreams. And I wish you to have a great day, have a great time, and see you soon.